Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday the 21st of October. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. It is a very late hour. I'm pretty tired and excuse me for not 100% being confident with what the date is. Now I've filled you with absolute confidence about the bets. So coming up today for the selections for Friday, it is a £25 day bet again. So third £25 day in a row. I thought it was going to be more, and it's taken me a long time, but no, it is 25. First race is the 135 at Cheltenham, and there are only 4 bets today. I thought I would find a lot more. There's some big fields in terms of extra place races, but that for me that hasn't converted into kind of a massive volume of horses. So we're pretty much in keeping with where we've been this week. So I've got 2 lucky 15s, a lucky 31, and a combination bet. I kind of fully expect to be more. And it's taken me a long time to get through it, and. The prices for Thursday selections were much bigger, is what I would say. And I would flag as well for those of you who are kind of thinking, Thursday's prices all got slashed in, I need to get on quick. These ones are not as price sensitive at all. So Friday selections, I'm not sat on anything that I think is going to get punted in really early doors. I think... Certainly, if those of you who are not using Sky are waiting for a bookmate to go with Bog, Friday's a much better day. Whereas Thursday was an advantageous day to be on early and on with Bog, which is that's what I thought, and that's what it turned out to be. So Thursday review. So for the channel stats, it's 25 on, 33.06 back, which puts us about even. So it's £8 profit, about £8 down the day before, so it's about level. But I know a lot of people won't have actually got that, so I'm in that uncomfortable place where I know the channel stats for Thursday probably. No one's won big, but I think my stats are probably slightly better than most people's, I would think. So let's go through it because there was some decent places, some close places. And some Sky only places, as well as quite a lot of price crunching. So we started off here. Balcolin ran with credit, was 4th, albeit a very distant 4th. So 1 place out the placings. Esther's Marvel at one point I think went into 10-1, bounced back to 22s. Finished 5th, which was only good enough for Sky Bet. So if you're on that price last night, I know that was the one that went a bit earlier. I'm hoping some of you got 40s or 33s at least. You'd have been sat on that. And then you can do it then, was 3rd. 25 was the channel price with a 10p Rule 4 deduction. It was 14-1 SP. But I think that price was I think again it was one of the ones it went a bit last night and then it came back again in the morning. And then Musical Ava, it ran with credit and it got hampered. If you actually watched the replay back, it got hampered with a few fences to go, so it could well have got snagged a place possibly, but it only ended up finishing 8th. So it was a place double, but because we did the doubles on there as well as the lucky 15, that proved a very profitable thing to have done. So yeah, that basically the way I did the bet was a particularly decent way of doing the bet to return. If you work with Sky, you only got to play single back for You Can Do It, so it made a real difference, that one. That got about £18 back, something like that for the channel. Then again, Sky Bet only, Esther's Marvel counted as a place, and then Ardura Rue counted as a place. So it was a place double for Sky only on that one. And then we had bet 3. Nearly started off brilliant. Musique just faded and finished 5th. 4th wouldn't be good enough. That was backed into 12-1. Street Life, I think, was 15-2. It was backed into. That ended up placing, but massively backed in. But that price was available for quite a while. Poetic Force didn't run well. Prince Abu, something went wrong with that. It massively drifted in the market out to like 66-1 and then finished tailed off. So I don't quite know why they ran it. And then Minwa that was the opposite. That got backed into 7 or 8 to 1, something ridiculous, and then didn't run very well. So it ended up being play single, I think, for Street Life. That was it, and so it wasn't really worth very much. And then we had this one again, Sky only. Kitten's Dream got backed in to half that price, placed, and then Mumcat placed at 14 to 1, but fourth, which is Sky, was the only one who paid it. So again, placed double on there. So it's just one of those days where we haven't had it for ages, thankfully. But yeah, Sky got money back and maybe a little bit more, and everyone else lost badly. So yeah, never like these days. But there are days when other bookmakers pay a lot more than Sky Bet because of bog and things like that. So it does work itself out in the end. And then we had Kitten's Dream and Mumcat Place, and the other two were disappointing. So as I said, 25 on, 33.06 back is what we've got for the channel. Level for the week, well ahead for the month, well ahead for the year. So what have we got for Friday? Cheltenham Lucky 15. I haven't found anything I like at a price. Basically, when the jump season really starts, you've got some horses running first time out, some where the ground's changing. The ground looks funny at Cheltenham because at the moment it's supposed to be classed as solid, good to firm ground, but there's a lot of rain knocking about, so it may well change it. And so I just didn't want to go anything too big at Cheltenham because the start of the season, the ground changes, and there's a lot of Irish runners, and I'd say more than usual for this meeting from memories from previous years. It feels like there's a lot of the smaller stables have sent them over. So yeah, I just wanted to be a bit careful. So I've got 135 Castel Gandolfo, 245 Flaming Moon 10s, 355 Aurora Thunder 12s, 430 Jimmy the Digger 12s, 20p each way Lucky 15. Sky is your recommended bet. They're basically one extra place for all four of those races, I think, compared to everybody else. And everyone else is pretty standard. So definitely preferable for the Cheltenham bet here for a Sky. £6 your bet, straightforward one. Combination bet. I mean, I imagine some of you thought I might go a big combination bet across a lot of races, and just didn't like it. The 345 is my preferred race of the day. So I'd go Melody of Life 12s and Kimmy 5 25s. And then the 430 Cheltenham of the Cheltenham races, Jimmy the Digger and Super Citizen. So 4 times 25p each way doubles, and an additional 50p each way single on Kimmy 5 because it's not in any of the other bets. So I've just put a single on it because it's a decent enough price. So one of them ones, it could either come first or second, or it could come last. I'll say it now, but I think it's an unlikely midfield horse. I think it'll either do brilliantly or terribly, but we'll see. 50p each way single on Kimmy 5, so that's £3 your bet. Bet 2. Bet 3 is an interesting one for bookies. So this is 3 Newbury and a Doncaster. So 345 Newbury, Melody of Life 12s, 420 Newbury, Dora Penny 14 to 1, 455 Newbury, Tin Fandango 18s, and the 510 Doncaster, Ebony Moore 11 to 1, 20p each way Lucky 15, and it's a 35p each way double on Dora Penny and Ebony Moore. They're my two preferred out of that foursome. And then as far as bookie goes, if you've got the choice, Sky are best for places, but only on that one, by one place. So I overall would have it that it's a 365 bet. So you get same place terms 365, and you'll get the best price guaranteed. You're sacrificing 6th place in that race. You'd be very unlucky that that's where the horse finishes. So I would say overall 365 would edge that bet for the benefits you're going to get on it. So just 365, but if you are Sky Bet, it's not the end of the world. That is 670 your bet. It's bet 3. And then finishing off on the all-weather, again, I love a Friday night in the winter. You get involved as Newcastle, Dundalk, normally find a lot of horses, and it just wasn't there. And I've scrambled together 5 for a lucky 31 on the all-weather. But yeah, it's to not get 4 in either meeting. So I'm happy enough with what I've got, but that's where we've gone. So we've got 443 Newcastle Hackbury at 10s, no extra places on that race. with any bookie. 5:15 Newcastle, Star Shield 15-2, and then 3 at Dundalk, 5:30 Dundalk, Ginsberg 20s, 6 o'clock Dundalk, Betrayed 33s, and 6:30 Dundalk, Red Symbol 22s. 15p each way, lucky 31 on that one. So that's a 15p each way, lucky 31. Sky are best, and rare for me to say it on the channel. Next best is William Hill. William Hill, like Sky, are 5 places on those bottom 2. So if you have got William Hill accounts, doing some combination doubles on those 2 races would be a good smart move to do if you've got a William Hill account. 5 on those is decent. So yeah, that's what I draw your attention to. I think the only thing that William Hill aren't is 4 on that. So Sky are 4 there, William Hill aren't. They're both 4 on that, and they're both 5 on that. So that is bet 4. All right, one last thing to talk about today before I say goodnight to you all. Got some sad news. I have some sad news to share with everybody. That everything comes to an end, and finally it has happened. The channel account has received the email today. We've got that account going for 9 months, but it's come to an end to a degree. So if those of you are not familiar, if you are a successful punter, inevitably at some point your account gets restricted. You get an email and it tells you that the trading team's reviewed what you've been up to, and they're changing some stuff. So as of now, the Sky account for the channel is restricted. However, that doesn't mean the account is closed. So I've had no issue getting on tonight's bets, because the whole point is doing small stakes on the channel. Even though the account is restricted, it still allowed me to put all channel bets on that I wanted to. The challenge will come on the days like it was on Thursday, like today, when there's lots of big prices. That's when Sky are not going to allow me to put even a 20p each way lucky 15 on. So I will do my best to sort out a replacement account quickly, but in the meantime it is still business as usual. There's creative ways you can put the bets on, so you know it might be on the channel. I give you the simple formula, but behind the scenes I've had to fudge it a little bit. So yeah, it's a fascinating cat and mouse game you have to play. But yeah, the channel account is done for. So there'll be a new channel account coming soon. And if worse comes to worse, if they do stop me putting bets on altogether before the other account's set up, then I will just have to temporarily switch to a 365 account. So I've got one of them waiting. So yeah, I'll just switch account temporarily. But yeah, I know most people get that that's part of the gig, and that those people are new to it. It blows people's mind. But yeah, the reality is, if you make money from gambling, even if you're doing it in a very small stakes way, you will eventually get stopped from putting your bets on. That being said, if you are a small stakes punter, you can eke out those accounts a really, really long time, even though they're restricted. You just have to kind of pick and choose your moments a little bit more. And H is regularly sharing his way of doing it at the moment, and he's determined to eke out more and more cash out of his Sky Bet account, even though it's fully restricted. So, I mean, other things, if you restrict it means you don't get bog. So for the channel account, if I'm still using the one I've got at the moment, then it does mean if there were races in the mornings on a Saturday or a Sunday where there's bog, I wouldn't be getting them for the channel. Stops you getting the free bet, which obviously doesn't impact the channel. So it's come to an end, but it served me well, so I'm no complaints. The game is up, and we'll go for round 2 for the channel with the new account when it starts. All right, that is it. I'll be back on Saturday morning. It does look like a busy Saturday at the moment. That being said, it looked like a busy Friday. It was a busy Friday in form reading. It wasn't. The outcome of it isn't much different to any other day that we've done this week as far as the channel goes in terms of how I select. All right. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your Thursday sleep if you're still watching it tonight. And I'll be back for Saturday and Sunday. Thanks very much. Cheerio. Bye-bye.